Hello everyone, I realized how difficult it would have been finishing an entire RPG, and I got bored. So I wanted to work on my old dream project, Trojan Racing. So here's what I have done for now, introducing the chassis maker. I started by making arrows for moving the object. I set up some variables and made an enum for the current editing mode, which includes move, rotate, and scale. Then I made the basic inputs with get key downs and started programming the mode switcher. After that, I started the function for copying beams. It uses the instantiate function and it basically makes a clone of the selected beam at the same position, then parents it to the right game object. Then I made the script to add the newly copied beams to the list. I quickly set up a camera screen point array which I will use for a lot of things. I finally started making the move beam function, which is of course responsible for moving the beams. But before that, I needed another function to find the mouse movement difference between frames. You can see this function here if you would need it. I copy-pasted it 2 more times to make the moving work on all 3 axes. So now the arrows should move with the beam, right? So I quickly made that and added a bit of offset on the y-axis. So this was my first testing and it works, but there was a bug when you duplicate the beam which stopped the script. I found the problem and quickly fixed it. I wanted to make something so you can repair changes by pressing Ctrl Z, so I got to work. The first thing to do if anyone wants to do something like this, make lists of things that you want to store. I made this saving function trigger on left mouse button up, but I will change it later to work when you press the button and not release. The thing this saving function does is just adding the positions, rotations and scales to a list, alongside with the index to know on which beam it was performed on. I also made a limit on how much it can save. I might make an option for this in the future. I quickly made the Ctrl Z reverting function. If you want to know how you can press Ctrl Z in game, you have to get key the left control and get key down the Z. If you would get key down both, you would need to press both of the buttons at the same time. Please don't look at this function, it's broken. I have to fix it after the video. I wanted making syncing the move arrows more accessible, so I put it into an individual function. I knew I was ready to make the rotating and scaling to work, so I copy-pasted it 2 times and modified some values to make it work. And here's the test. It doesn't work at all. What is this? The second day started with me looking at the script and basically looking at it like quantum physics. But putting that aside, I made models for the rotators and scalers, so you can differentiate them easily. I quickly tested it and I was surprised to see the entire thing completely broken. After about 30 minutes of trying to fix the error, I came up with a solution that would not only fix this issue, but make the entire thing look better. I made the other arrows disappear when you start moving one of them, which fixes a lot of bugs. And surely it worked. I found that it looks weird if the arrows rotate with the object, so I fixed that next. Then I added camera movements so you can actually look around your model and make creating easier. The last thing that I did was calculating the overall mass of the chassis, which I solved with a for loop, and calculating mass in the beams itself.